What's up guys, D628 here. Welcome to part 3 of the cylinder head timing chain head gasket removal series of the R56 2009 Mini Cooper S. Again, this isn't really a tutorial, but because I'm following other videos to kind of see how to do it myself. But yeah, it's not a tutorial, just kind of a guide through of how things are going. It's been a couple of days. I was waiting mainly for this guy here, alignment tool for the camshaft of the timing chain. And this has nothing to do with it, but I did order an ultra gauge for monitoring sun temps and stuff like that. Pretty good option for this. But this is what I was mainly waiting for, is the alignment toolkit. So right now what we can do, first get the jack under the oil pan. I do have this rubber like hockey puck thing. I would definitely recommend getting this just so you're not contacting metal with metal. Could use a wood block, but I'm just gonna do it like this. Get that under there, that way it's raised. I am gonna take the bottom engine mount off as well as the top one. After watching how this guy did it, I've been following this one. I forgot what his channel name is, but he was doing it on a non-turboed engine, but pretty much the only difference is like the turbo part. Other than that, it's still an N14 motor and everything's about the same. But raise the motor, take the engine mount off top here and the bottom one. That way I can maneuver the engine up and down, because there's some bolts that are kind of a pain in the ass to get to down there. But this right here, this part 3 of the timing chain stuff here, this is the one I'm most worried about when it comes to the job itself, because making sure that the engines and timing and all that stuff, making sure that's all good, is the scariest part in my opinion, because I've never done it before. I'm gonna take it nice and slow. But yeah, I know there's like this bolt right here for the tensioner for the chain. I don't have the new timing chain kit in yet today. I ordered one from Detroit Auto, or Detroit something, Detroit tuned. It's like just a mini thing, like it's just for Mini Coopers, I should say. So I ordered the Detroit tuned timing chain kit. It was $200. I am waffling on about this because I am scared to get into this. But either way, I hope the freaking cylinder head's okay, that I don't have to get a new one. And I hope the, you know, everything else, the valves are okay and all that stuff. I have no idea how this is gonna look. But yeah, that's the plan right here. I think they're like 13mm bolts. I think this is an 18 if I remember correctly. And then this one back here is like it's a bigger one. It's like a 24 or something from the video, if I remember correctly. But yeah, we're gonna take off this. We're gonna have to get the timing. There's like a pin thing that I have to put in to lock like the bottom end or something. But yeah, pretty much once that's all done, take the cylinder head bolts off. I already have those, but again, once we get the cylinder head off, then we'll go from there. And I know you have to take this off as well. Mini recommends Castrol. So that rounded part there, that has to be exactly on the bottom, and then the like the squared, like wrench looking sides need to be facing up. So then we're gonna grab an 18mm, which we have. And what sucks, I need to take this off here, but it's like completely stuck on it. But that way we can flap it open. We're gonna get to the flywheel to spin the motor. And then this part I was confused by, so I had to kind of search all over the car to find it, but then I noticed on the video there's the flex pipe. So to use this tool when you spin it, when it gets to that direct down part, there's 2 holes here, right next to the flex pipe. So this is the oil pan, flex pipe, and then your like bottom end of your motor and stuff. There's this hole here, that's right in the beginning. Then there's the hole right above, and that's the hole that we're gonna have this sitting in while we're spinning the motor. Once the motor is in line with the bottom part where it needs to be, this will like fully get kind of injected in. So once we're spinning this here with one hand, I'll be pressing this gently with my other hand. It should press in there. So we'll get this tool ready. And then for this, this car's so dusty, man. It's so bad. All right, so we got the thing in place, and then now we put our hand here, and we start spinning. All right, let's see if it's locked correctly. And that is aligned because that straight part should be facing up like that. Cool, got that lined up, it went in. Now we got the camshafts locked, and like if I try to spin it more, it can't. So now it's locked to where they can't move. All right, so we got that locked, and I've been working on this thermostat for quite some time. This is a maze of a thermostat. It's fucking horrible. It's really difficult, but there's 3 bolts that hold on to it. I took off all the hoses. Since I'm replacing all the hoses, they're just over there. But there's 2 main ones here. There's that one that goes to the turbo that we took out a while ago. There's 2 back here for the heater that goes back there that I took off. And then there's the 3 bolts, and there's gonna be 2 electrical connections, I believe. This last bolt, if you're struggling to find where it's at, I will show you where it's at right now. You have 1 bolt right here, right underneath so that's where the two front hoses are. There's 1 right there. There is behind this little harness thing here. Easy one to get to right there. 1 right there on top of the thermostat. And then this one that's kind of hard to find is gonna be where those 2 heater hoses are. It's right in between behind it. So if you go just right underneath it, you'll find the third 10mm bolt right there. So once I get this one loosened up, then the 3 bolts are out. I believe it's loose on this one. I would highly recommend on this car, and any car you work on, get a magnetic grabber. It makes it so much easier to grab things. And there's that 3rd one. So now technically the thermostat is fully disconnected. I just have 2 electrical wires, I believe, connecting on it right now. Pretty much this whole wiring harness is just pretty much done. Since some are like push-ins and push-outs, I would recommend getting this clip set from like Harbor Freight. I think like $1 or $2. This one here, I just realized is one of the metal pin ones. So you have to pull that metal pin out that's holding it. And again, I would recommend getting that tool set or that pick set. Okay, never mind. You do not need the clip. You do not need to remove the clip. That one's a pull out. Those freaking clips are really annoying because you don't know what is what. I guess I'll just put that back on once we pull it out. And then to that, I think I have 1 more electrical one. Actually, no, none, except the crossover tube that goes to the water pump on the other side and the back side. So now what's holding it is just this tube right here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this tube here is being held in by it. And I just need to take that off, which I took the clip out. I just don't know what else is holding it. So now I just have to work on that. A lot of coolant there. I'm trying to catch as much as I can with this tub. All right, I do have 1 more electrical connector on this guy. It's right down here, but it'll be easy to do without it. And again, I don't know if it's a push in or a push out. It looks like it's a push in. This car is so freaking dirty that I can't even tell what kind of clips they are. Because it's so just built up in dust. That's just making it a lot harder to know what the hell I'm working with. No, this is actually a pull out. Never mind. Yeah, it's a pull out. Yeah, there we go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the thermostat. Look at this complicated heart. It literally looks like a heart with all the valves and stuff. I thought that was like oil built up, but it's not, just the plastic itself. But yeah, they're plastic thermostats, which kind of sucks. And from what I've seen, I cannot find any metal ones of these. So yeah, I might replace this guy. I might replace this and the vacuum pump. I'm gonna look into it. If the vacuum pump goes out, it could pretty much grenade your engine. So this is a very important part of the vehicle. So I might replace that depending on cost and stuff. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I messed up again. I can't go further with this because I'm ordering for the high pressure fuel pump, I'm taking off the high pressure line which is this one right here, and I need a flared wrench for it just to be safe. Then sorry, because I can possibly strip it, and I don't want to do that. So it'll come tomorrow, but I still have to get a new hose because this is a one-time use hose. So I got to get that ordered, and once that's off, then we can just put it to the side, and we'll take off this connector as well right there. Pretty much this whole side of the wiring harness is fully disconnected. Well, I guess it's going there because I pulled it, but yeah, it's that thermostat was really hard to get to for sure. It's a complicated thermostat, but not too bad. And yeah, now pretty much next step is the high pressure fuel line to just get that knocked off of there. I would love to replace this just in case, but God, these are so freaking expensive. They're like $1,200 freaking dollars, but hopefully it works. Hopefully it's okay, in good shape and stuff. But yeah, this I'm gonna have to look into to see how much a vacuum pump is. So we have the 4 injectors wires that we have to take off. These are pretty much just pinned on top. Right here, you have to press them pretty freaking hard, and you will hear it click before you can take it off. So you'll hear this right there, that click. Sounds kind of like cracking a knuckle, not of a car, but like your bone knuckles. And then those will come off. They're like really hard to press. You'll freaking put a dent in your thumb. So I looked into the vacuum pumps. It's like 150 bucks because one, the thermostat's such a pain to get to with all of this room that I have. I can't imagine doing it without all the room. So most likely we'll get both of them replaced. That way I have a new vacuum pump and a thermostat. Better be safe than sorry, since we're already replacing hoses, gaskets, and all that. All right, so I took the injector wires out. As you saw, you have to like really press them hard to get on there. Pretty much all I have to do now is take off this wire here and then take off the high pressure fuel pump. So because I don't have any of those pliers, I'm gonna keep the fuel rail and the injectors in with the high pressure and all that stuff. I'm gonna keep it on until I get that. But for now, what I'm gonna do is take the engine mounts off on the bottom and the top to make it easier to raise up and down, because there's some bolts there that are easier to get to if I lift the engine and stuff like that. We'll get the jack underneath here. I do have a hockey puck rubberized like thing made for the jack. I would highly recommend doing that, not having metal to metal. If you don't have that, use wood. And we'll put it under the oil pan, get it leveled, take off the engine mount, and that'll be the first thing we do. Now the cams are locked with the timing kit. The 3 bolts here. So it was like this skinny one here, or with this one, because there's like extra parts. I'm guessing it's like for the N12 motor. I think it's like N12, N14, the N16 motors. I even think that this is for the N18 for like the newer minis. Those N12, N13, N14, and N16. So it came with all those. So I'm guessing that's just for like something else. But we got this in, so the cams are locked fully, which is awesome. It actually fit really well. It was like a $55 kit from eBay. Seems to be working good. We got it locked in the bottom there. So now we're good to start working on the cassette for the timing chain. We have the motor on the thing there sitting, so that's good on that. And now we can start taking this off. So this is an 18 millimeter here. There's a tensioner back here that's a 27 millimeter. This big guy right here, that's the tensioner for the chain. And then the rest are 13 millimeters here. And then you have the ground wire that's connected with a 13 as well. So let's start working on that. Oh yeah, it's like the threads are fully gone. Yeah, I would show you, but like the threads where they went in, they're like fully flattened out. Like they're not sharp. I wonder if I could still use that in a good way. Not the bolt, but if I get a new bolt, if it'll even thread in there. But you see, this is how dirty the car is just everywhere before I cleaned it as much as I could have. But that's what it looks like. It's fully cake. Like, look at that. That's freaking so much dirt. so bad. But anyways, that's off now. You can see just how dirty it is everywhere here. We're gonna have to take off this guy here, this bracket, which is being held in by E12s, I believe. Yeah, E12s, which are like the star ones. Bro, this thing can't get anything out. It sucks so bad. I can't get anything out with this fucking drill. People are using like the side ones and getting these things off. I'm like having to do this for 20 minutes each freaking thing. It's in Milwaukee. I don't even know what the like the torque amount is, but goddamn, man, I can't get anything out with this thing. It's fucking like almost useless. I get it loosened up and then I just use it to speed up the process. But oh my god, man, it's so annoying. And it's just deafening my fucking ears. I'm like about to just go buy a fucking impact wrench, like a good one, because it's so annoying dealing with this thing. I've dealt with so many bolts that like this cannot handle anything. Oh my god, this is quite on there. Holy shit. Then there's a wire being held with this little bracket thing here. So this is a 10 millimeter from what it looks like. Holding the bracket, and it fell. Now this should be able to come off. Just a zip tie holding that part, but that's the bracket. I'm gonna like clean all these things before I put it all back in. It's a 16. We're taking this mount off here and then loosening this mount here. So not the best angle, but Jesus Christ. Oh my god. I don't know how his power tools are taking this off, these bolts, but whatever. That was so hard. But I'm taking the bottom mount off so I can raise and lower the engine to get to certain bolts a lot easier. After that whole debacle, holy shit, that was pretty difficult. I feel like my eye was gonna pop out from the pressure that I was putting onto that. Now the motor is pretty much free to kind of maneuver around. So with that, I can move the motor up and down to access those bolts a bit easier. And we'll get to those bolts right now. All right, so I took off the pulley from there, so we're good there. So we can access these 2 points here. We have a guide bolt here. It's that star pattern one, and then one right there beyond that. So we got that there, and then there's one here as well, and those are the 3 that hold the timing belt. We already got the tensioner off. So the tension is not as high. Once we get those off, and the dipstick has to be out as well. But once we get those 3 off, then I believe we're good to raise it up, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna change the belt as well while I'm at it. So I'm gonna order that as well. And yeah, this car is just so freaking dirty, man. I'm wondering how I can just fully clean this. Yeah, well, I'll have to look into that once the cylinder head's off. I'll look into that. But yeah, I'm gonna switch the belt while I'm at it as well, so I'll get that ordered. I'm gonna check Rock Auto to see those parts there. I was looking at FCP Euro, and those are the prices I got for the thermostat and the vacuum pump. I'll check Rock Auto to see what they have, if it's a little bit cheaper than through FCP Euro. And yeah, I'll get a new belt, get that all ordered. That way I have that. The ones for the pulley, those are E10s. So there's that, and then this one here, I think they're T50s. T50 or T45. I hope it's T50 because I actually have like a good tool for that. My T45s are fucking ruined because of that guy right there. But speaking of that guy right there, it's fully good now. Fixed the noise issue. It was just an engine mount. So that's that. This is it's a T45. Damn it. It's a T45 for the guide bolts. I still have them. They're just kind of not in the best shape. They're like just twirled. I can't show you, but they look like little ninja stars. But let me see if these guys can get on there. They're not tightened up too much from what I'm seeing, but with this being my car, they're probably tighter than a Moose's Caboose T45. So let's get those guide things, the guide bolts out. So once we get these out, the biggest issue that I'm gonna have is taking out the crankshaft pulley bolt. It's freaking out, but the pulley arm thing that was in the way, took that off to give me better leverage and better room to get fully in there, and I got it off. No help with the impact wrench. That didn't do anything. I had to manually do it. But it was still pretty hard to have to use this thing, but it wasn't too bad. Like I didn't have to put too much pressure on it, just a little bit, and it popped it off. Anyway, so those are all off. So now, last thing is that crankshaft bolt, which is gonna be difficult because I was already trying to take that off and I couldn't take it off. So, yeah. That's the one I'm worried about. It's an 18 millimeter. One problem I have is it lifts the whole motor up. But what I'm gonna do is do the brake thing that I was talking about earlier, and then put it in 5th gear. But I think I am gonna end it here for this episode, because that is literally the last thing we have to do. All I have to do is literally take that bolt out, take these 2 bolts out, and then obviously loosen the camshaft stuff. But we'll do that on the next episode. That's pretty much all I got done today. Not the most productive, because people get this whole motor out in a freaking 2 hours, but it takes me 2 hours to take a fucking thermostat out. Anyways, that's it for today. I'm gonna end it there. I think it's like 8:20. I've been working on it for probably 4 or 5 hours today, I think. Somewhere around there, but pretty good progress. Little hiccups here and there, but yeah, overall it's going pretty well. So thank you guys so much for joining me on the cylinder head removal / head gasket / upgrade / who the fuck knows if it works / who knows with the Mini Cooper. But if you guys liked it, hit the like button down below. If you want to see more stuff, the trip to Vegas for the car that we picked up, things on that car that I do in the future. Again, I don't know when these things are releasing and all that stuff, but it's going at some point, but I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining. Hit the subscribe button down below. Yeah, you guys have a wonderful and beautiful day. T628's out.